You come into the world in 18th century China, in the Qing Dynasty, in a village, so small, it barely feels named at all. There are only mud walls, thin fields of millet, and the kind of hunger that returns more faithfully than rain. Your father works the land whenever the land gives him anything back. Your mother gathers herbs from the ground near the graves and sells what she can. There are too many people in the house and too little food to divide between them. You cannot remember the bargain itself. You were too small for that. 4 years old, maybe 5. But other things stayed with you. The ache of hunger so deep, your mother chewed rice for you first and pressed it into your mouth. The winter, when your baby sister died in her sleep from cold. The look your father gave you after that. Not cruel, not tender, just measured. Soon enough, you are traded away, so the family has one less mouth to keep alive. Your father tells you it is meant to help you. Your mother says nothing at all. She only stares down at the floor, as if the earth might open and spare her from watching. The man who takes you smiles while he counts the payment into your father's hands. Then he lifts you up as if you were no heavier than a sack of grain. You cry out once, then you stop, because the sound changes nothing. No one comes. The trip drags on. You are packed into a cart with other children, all of them thin, filthy, and silent in the same way. At first, some of them sob. After a while, they do not. Some were sold. Some were stolen. Some can no longer tell the difference. All of you are being carried toward Beijing, toward buildings marked by red lanterns and shut windows, toward a future. You do not yet have words for. At first, they handle you gently, but only in the way merchants handle something they hope to profit from. You are scrubbed clean, fed until your belly swells, combed, turned, checked over. One boy coughs too hard and too often. They throw him away. You learn not to ask where he went. They give you a new name, one that sounds delicate and pretty, because here flowers are not about gardens. They are about desire. You are still very young, but you already know how to sit quietly and say thank you. Now they begin teaching you something else. Obedience. Quickly. Thoroughly. Without complaint. Because soon, they decide you will learn why your body was purchased. The woman in charge is kind only at first. She passes out sweet buns and speaks softly to the newest children, but that softness disappears when you are 6, maybe 7. No one has kept track of your birthday since you stopped belonging to yourself. Then the training begins with your body. Your hips are kneaded every day, so your shape will change. Hair is stripped away with oil and thread until your skin burns. They teach you how to move, loosen the hips, soften the hands, angle the head. If you do it wrong, they slap you. If you do it right, they reward you with warm water and sugar. You understand the slaps better. Par deux. Every week, they push something else into you. Smooth ivory, carved stone, polished wood. They call them training tools, as if naming them softly makes any difference. You learn to inhale through the pain and stay still through the rest. In time, you learn something even more useful to them. You learn how to pretend it does not hurt. Then, eventually, how to pretend you like it. Your feet are bound, so they will stay small. They tell you small feet are lovely. You never argue. By then, arguing only brings anger. And anger brings the cane. By the time you are 8, you are already being shown off. Though not yet in full view. These are private displays behind curtains. You are made to bend, pose, and hold yourself a certain way while hidden eyes study you. They want you to look willing. If your face hardens or your smile slips, they strike the backs of your legs with switches. Careful not to mark anywhere a client might see. Bruises mean less money. They feed you mixtures to lift your voice higher. They restrict what you eat so your body loses the shape of a boy. Little by little, that boy disappears beneath powder. scent, and instruction. The men begin coming just to watch. Some wear rings, some have rough hands. All of them look at you like you are something to be selected. You hope they choose someone else. In the end, they do not. In the end, sooner or later, they always choose you. You are given another new name, prettier and more suggestive than the last. They call it an advancement. You know better. Even if you cannot say why, sleep becomes difficult. At night, you bite down on your own lips to stop yourself from making noise. In dreams, you see fire and distance and any place that is not this one. Morning always gives you the same room back. A few months later, they say you are ready again. You are not, but that has never mattered. You are 9 when they lead you into a private chamber. There is a screen, but it hides nothing important. The man waiting inside is old and smiling far too much. He smells of sandalwood, vine, and something spoiled underneath both. Your trainer gives one nod and leaves you there. You remember the instructions. Do not pull away. Do not cry. Make it gentle. Make it sweet. He gives you a pet name. You say nothing. He tells you to kneel. And you kneel. His hand touches your face the way someone might inspect fruit in a market. Then he strikes you across the face, not in rage, but as though it belongs to the ritual. He tells you to turn. You obey. Your knees press into silk. When it ends, you are left shaking on the bed, curled around pain that is worse than any lesson they gave you before. Worse, because this is not preparation. This is the thing itself. The man leaves behind a coin and a compliment. Soft. Good. You stay where you are for hours. For days after. You barely speak. The madam smiles and tells you that you are a professional now. She says it like she is proud. She hands you a sweet bun as if it were a prize. You throw it up that night. They burn incense to cover the smell. But it never really leaves. Blood. Perfumi. Sweat. Shame. It all clings to you until it feels worked into your skin. After that night, everyone can see the difference. Your shoulders sink lower. Your gaze grows still. The younger boys ask whether it hurts. You tell them no. You lie. Not to protect them, but because the truth would change nothing. Their turn is already waiting for them. Over the years that follow, you become one of the favorites in the house. Not because you are the most beautiful, not because you laugh or charm or reach for anyone. They praise your discipline. But what they truly mean is simpler than that. You no longer resist. Your body knows the oils, the angles, the practice motions, all the way to bend and turn until it all looks voluntary. That is what makes you valuable. The older boys resent you. The younger ones watch you with a kind of fear. To them, you look less like a person than an object polished to perfection. They place you on display now. Some men pay only to see you getting ready, your lips painted, your hair arranged, the gauze draped over your body so thin it hides almost nothing. You rarely speak. You do not need to. Men plead for your attention. Anyway, some want your eyes on them. Some want your body. Some want to damage something beautiful and see what remains. You learn new performances. Tears that arrive on cue. Laughter. That sounds light, even when nothing inside you moves. One man gives you a mirror and tells you to look at yourself. He says, you are flawless. You stare at the reflection and find no one, By 13, you bring in more money than anyone else in the brothel. You never hold a single coin. The madam says it is being saved for your future. You think perhaps she means the grave that waits for you. Then they begin preparing you for what comes next. Castration. The last alteration. They say it is reserved for the finest, a mark that you have risen above the others. They tell you it will preserve you, keep you useful longer, keep age from stealing your place too quickly. You nod when they speak. But something inside you folds shut. It does not open again. You stop asking yourself what you are becoming. You already know. A commodity. A decoration. A finished thing made for someone else. They wake you before sunrise. This time, there is no shouting. No punishment lives in this room. They call it an honor. First comes the bath. Because there is always a bath. Rose water. Pearl powder. Heavy oils that make your skin gleam. You are given another name. Another soft one. And told to smell like a blossom before the knife touches you. No one explains the process. No one needs to. You have seen the ones who return from it. Their voices drift strangely. Their laughter never sounds fully human. Something about them always seems delayed. Or missing. They lead you in barefoot. The room is closed tight. No windows. Only a bench. A bowl. And a blade. The man waiting there does not bother smiling. You are told to drink wine thick as syrup. It tastes metallic and sleepy. Your body loosens, but not enough. Your jaw stiffens. Sensation remains. The man hums while he cuts. You can't scream. Afterward, they bury you in hot sand up to the neck to slow the bleeding, to keep you still, to force your body through what your mind cannot escape. For 3 days, fever takes you somewhere else. You hear your name spoken soft, like a blessing or a sentence. When you rise again, you are not the same. You move differently now. Thought itself feels altered. Even your feelings seem to arrive from farther away. When you return, the madam applauds as though you have accomplished something worthy of celebration. She tells you that now you will last twice as long. You bow because there is nothing else left to do. They have refined you. She says, improved you. No longer a boy. Not quite a man. But something else. Entirely. Something sellable. Something hollow. 4 more years pass. You reach 17 with no ceremony. No notice. No marker to say you survived that long. The hallway grows quieter around you. Faces turn colder. The price attached to you drops. Your skin no longer sits as tightly as it once did. What used to be the pride of the house becomes a burden on its accounts. Silk disappears first. Then the perfume is measured out more carefully. Then even the clients stop asking for you. They ask instead for someone younger, someone newer, someone who still looks untouched from a distance. You keep smiling when they enter. You still move the way they taught you. Your body remembers the rhythm long after the rest of you is gone. Then one night, no one calls for you. Then another. At last, the madam sends for you. But not because anyone wants to buy an hour of your time. She speaks without meeting your eyes. You had your years. She says, that is all. There is no gift. No thanks. No farewell. They hand you a robe, a single coin, and nothing for your feet. Then they open the back door and point toward the alley. Do not return. You pause there only because the world outside means nothing to you. You have never learned a trade. You have never prepared your own food. You have never walked alone at night. Still. You step into the cold because staying is no longer an option. The robe is thin. Your legs tremble. No one on the street turns to look. You pass beneath firelight like any other shadow. A week later, you are begging near the gates. One of the men who once paid for you sees you there. He laughs. He tosses a copper coin so it lands just out of reach. You crawl for it anyway. You sleep in doorways. You drink thawed ice. Inside your body, something begins to fail. Pain returns. But now it earns nothing. It serves no one. The name they gave you means nothing out here. You are no prized thing now. Only another ruined body left to weather. Days later, they find you beneath a staircase behind a bathhouse. Curled into yourself. Covered partly by snow. No one comes to claim you. Your skin has gone grey. Frost has blackened your fingers. Your eyes are still half open. fixed as if waiting for someone to know who you were. No one does. They haul your body away with others, a drunk, a thief, and bury all of you together in a trench beyond the city wall. No marker is raised. No prayer is spoken. Not even a number is left behind. The brothel never says your name again. Instead, they pass that name to another child. They whisper it over him like a role waiting to be filled, as though you had never stood in it first. As though you had never existed at all. You were never counted, never entered into the census, never preserved in temple records. You leave behind no family, no child, no memory anyone will carry forward. Only the slightest impression in the mattress where you once slept. And that is where the story ends. Not with justice, not with rescue, but with erasure. A life used until nothing remained. Then replaced so completely that even the name survived better than the person who bore it? If this story stayed with you, follow it a little farther and sit with what it leaves behind. There are always more forgotten lives buried just beyond the edge of the record. And sometimes, the only thing left to give them is to remember they were here at all.